the day he arrived in Hillsborough.
The use of this title prejudices the case of my client. It calls up a picture of the prosecution astride a white horse, ablaze in the uniform of a militia colonel, with all the forces of right and righteousness marshaled behind him.
Well, we can't take it back. By authority of, I don't suppose the government will have any objections. I hereby appoint you a temporary honorary colonel in our state militia.
Ridiculous.
Gentlemen, what can I say? It is not often in a man's life that he attains the exalted rank of temporary honorary colonel.
It'll be made permanent, of course, pending the arrival of the proper papers over the governor's signature.
I thank you.
Let us proceed with the selection of the next veneering man, Colonel Grady, Colonel Drummond.
Sellers, you're up next. State your name and occupation.
Joe Sellers. I work at the feast.
Tell me, sir, would you call yourself a religious man?
I guess I'm as religious as the next man.
Here in Hillsborough, that means a great deal. Now, tell us, Mr. Sellers, do you have any children?
Not as I know of.
If you had a son, Mr. Sellers, or a daughter, what would you think if that sweet young child came home from school and told you that a godless teacher had
Objection! We are supposed to be choosing jury members. The prosecution is denouncing the defendant before the trial has even begun.
Objection sustained.
Mr. Sellers, do you have any personal objections with regard to the defendant that would prejudice you on his behalf?
Kate? I don't hardly know. Did buy some beef balls from him once. Paid his bill.
Your Honor, this man strikes me as an honest, God-fearing man. I accept him.
Thank you, Colonel Brady. Miss Colonel Drummond.
Mr. Sellers, I just heard you say that you're a religious man. Tell me something. Do you work very hard at it?
I'm pretty busy down at the feed store. My wife tends to the religion for the both of us.
In other words, you take care of this life and your wife takes care of the next one?
Objection.
Objection sustained.
While your wife was tending to the religion, did you ever happen to bump into a fellow by the name of Charles Darwin?
Not till recent.
Well, from what you've heard about this Darwin, do you think your wife would like to invite him over for Sunday dinner?
Your Honor, my worthy opponent seems to me to be cluttering the issue with hypothetical questions.
I am doing your job.
The prosecution is perfectly able to handle its own arguments.
Look, I've already established that Mr. Sellers isn't working very hard at religion now. For your sake, I want to show that he isn't working at evolution.
I'm just working at the feed store.
This man's all right. Take a box seat, Mr. Sellers.
I am not altogether satisfied that this man will render impartial judgment in this...
Out of order. The prosecution has already accepted this man.
I want a fair trial.
So do I.
Well, unless the state of minds of the members of the jury conform to the laws and patterns of society.
Conform? What do you want to do? Run the jury through a meat grinder so they all come out the same?
Your Honor, I have seen what you can do to a jury. Twist and tangle them. Nobody's forgotten the Endicott publishing case.
That's right.
How you made that jury think that the obscenity was in their own minds and not on the printed page. It's immoral what you did to that jury. Tricking them. Think you can get away with that here?
No, we can't.
All I want is to prevent the clock stoppers from dumping a load of medieval nonsense into the United States Constitution.
Your Honor, this
is not a federal court.
Well, damn it, you've got to stop them somewhere.
Sir, gentlemen, please. You are both out of order. The court rules that the jury has been selected. Owing to the lateness of the hour and the unusual heat, this court will be recessed until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. The Reverend Brown has asked me to announce that there'll be a prayer meeting tonight on the courthouse lawn to pray for justice and guidance. All are invited.
Your Honor, I object to this commercial announcement.
Commercial announcement.
For the Reverend Brown's product. Why don't you announce there'll be an evolutionist meeting?
I have no knowledge of such a meeting.
That's understandable. It's bad enough that everybody walking into this courtroom is faced with a banner that says, "Read your Bible." Your Honor, I want that sign taken down. Or I want another one put up, just as big letters, saying, "Read your Darwin."
Colonel Drummond, you are out of order. This court stands recessed until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let me help you with your Colonel.
Yes, thank you.
Mason, what did you say? Colonel Brady. What?
Yes,
Who'll be
fine.
your first witness?
Nothing to worry about. Excuse me?
Who'll be your first witness?
You'll see.
You sign off, Mr. Brady.
Mrs. Brady has autograph cards.
Let's see, Mr. Brady, before you do.
Yes.
You're coming to us for supper tonight in the Sunday school room at Colonel Brady, and afterwards, naturally, we'll expect you at a prayer meeting.
Oh, yes, fine, excellent.
They sent over some mail from the mansion house. These letters will gladden your heart, Matt.
Rachel!
Yes, Father?
I don't think I have a correct copy of the indictment.
Let me see. Oh, no, you got no one.
Well, let me have a new one.
All right.